Greetings and welcome to sarahcollin.com, Awaken Your Heart Song, where I share with you all the things that make my heart sing and lots more. I wanted to chat today briefly about sovereignty. I mention sovereignty quite a bit, I notice, in my classes, and with the type of yoga I teach, there's a lot of affirmations, and I often use the affirmation, I am a sovereign being of light, or I am sovereign. And then it occurred to me that not everyone knows really what sovereignty means. When I've been using words and concepts for a long time, I sometimes don't realise that not everyone's on the same page or has the same understanding. So I thought this time we could just explore sovereignty a little bit. What it is. What is sovereignty? What does sovereignty mean to you? To me, it means freedom. It means freedom to choose in important areas of my life. Freedom to choose health choices, lifestyle choices, employment choices, education choices. It's self-determination. It's self-rule. It's like that. It's really taking responsibility. For me, sovereignty is being responsible for those areas of my life and standing in my own power and owning that power. Not giving my power away to others. I jotted down a few notes just to keep me on track. So as I explored sovereignty, I came back to that concept that keeps coming up in all the work I do, my coaching work and therapy work with people, is to know thyself. It's apparent to me that the greatest gift we can give the world is to know ourselves and to keep that constant inquiry going. Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Why am I here? Having an open mind and that sense of inquiry into life in general. And who are you when you strip away the roles? Who are you when you strip away the roles of partner, husband, wife, mother, father, parent, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, profession titles, doctors, lawyers, teachers, yoga teachers. Who are you when you strip all that away? What's left? Knowing thyself and getting into, that gets into the area of sovereignty. When you strip away those layers, they're not sovereignty. That's not about being sovereign to me. To me is this spiritual being standing with choice and freedom. And so, as you get to know yourself more, it sort of creates more freedom for you. It's the greatest gift. Knowledge invested, money invested in learning more about yourself is the best gift, the best money spent. So how would you start? How would you start to do that? Be curious. Start to develop a curiosity. Start to question things you do. Why am I doing this? How am I feeling about this? Start to get to know your own body-mind reactions to things. And when you find that tightness coming in or that sense of squeezing or anxiety, or question, why am I feeling like this? What am I doing in this moment that's creating this imbalance in these layers of my being? What is that about? Just have that inquiry. You can't change it all overnight. This is a process. This is what we're here for. This is our journey of life, to begin to inquire. Who are we? Why are we here? Be open-minded. It is so important to keep an open mind. Can you drop the need to be right? That is so freeing. Dropping the need to be right. Be curious. Be open-minded. Non-judgmental. Other people aren't going to agree with you all the time. That's okay. Being kind. And that's the word I'm walking with this year, kindness. And it comes back to kindness to yourself first. And compassion. Can you be compassionate? Can you be compassionate to yourself? Can you be compassionate to others? And that comes back to having no expectations in our giving. Usually when we are quite balanced and we've got a good life balance and we're looking after ourselves, we can come from a place of wholeness and giving from a whole, full place. When you come from that place of fullness and you're giving from that place, there's no expectation. You're giving for the pure joy of giving from your heart to another. And it doesn't matter what they do with that because there's no expectation. When we're not coming from a full place, then there's an expectation that you want something from that act of giving. It's like begin to notice when you are giving. Is there an expectation in that gift? Are you expecting something back? Because the giving, the pleasure from that giving needs to be in the giving, in the unconditional giving from you to this other person. No expectation. No judgment of others and others' decisions. Can we accept? If we're all sovereign beings, then we all make our own choices and there's no judgment. They're not all going to be the same choices. That's okay. Less seeking. You know, when we externalize our lives, I see around me a lot of seeking, a lot of people that want more and more and more, and they're not going to be happy until they've achieved this, or they've got this, or they live here. It's that external seeking, that external gratification. It doesn't align with sovereignty. So begin to notice, what outside gratification are you seeking? Spending more time then in the inner sanctuary, you know, that deep happiness and joy that really comes from being sovereign, standing in your own power, believing in yourself, and standing by your choices, irrespective of what anyone else thinks. Coming from a place of steady wisdom, coming from that place where you're quite happy with life in the moment, regardless of what's going on outside. There's most of what's going on outside we don't really have any control over. So how can we stay centered and grounded in these times of external upheaval, uncertainty, frenzy, fear? The only way is to find inner peace, to do the things that make your heart sing. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've really noticed time is just sped up and it is moving so fast. And if we're waiting for certain things to happen or other people to come to do certain things for us before we can move on to the next step, we're sort of wasting time. So can we be more centered and grounded in the moment? Have goals and dreams that you're moving towards and keep the vision high, keep the vibration high. How do you keep your vibration high? All part of being sovereign, self-determination, self-rule. What are the things that really make your heart sing? Make a list of them. And see if you can commit to doing some of these things every day. sitting in silence with yourself, sitting with yourself. Can you take time to sit and be with no agenda and allow whatever is there to come up? And if you've got a lot going on, then you might need some help with this. You might need some help with this process. There's lots of tools. Journaling is an amazing tool. Just blurt writing, where you're just blurting out. So you sit and you say, well, that's all very well. I might come to sit and there's so much going on in my mind. There's so much chatter. So have a pen and paper and start getting that chatter out on the page. Just let it blurt out. Blurt pages, they're called in some people's views. Blurt it out on the page. You don't have to read it again. But it starts to create inner space. And if our inner space is too noisy and too cluttered and too full, it's a bit like having a phone that's memory is so full that you can't take any more photos or you can't do any more videoing. It's like it's so full, it needs a clean out, it needs a defrag. It needs to have space created. We all need to have this space created within so that we have a chance to get a sense of what it feels like to sit in our heart space and enjoy that inner sanctuary that's there. It's like we can go seeking and searching all outside of ourselves when the bottom line is it's right here. We just need to make the time to be curious, to be open-minded, to sit with ourselves and carve out a little bit of time to find out more about ourselves. Strip away the titles, the roles, and see what's left and start that journey. It's such a rewarding path. Journal, sit with yourself, walk, have a solitary walk in nature. Nature's one of the best ways to get in touch with yourself. Sit out in nature and observe the birds, the forests, the rivers. It's a great teacher to see life happening and nature carrying on. So sovereignty, to be a sovereign being, to stand in your own power, to be self-contained, to self-rule, to self-determine your life for you. Begin to notice where you're giving your power away. No one but you knows what's best for you. Start to notice what you're relying on. You have the most amazing inner library. You have the most amazing power source within you. Just waiting for the asking. We are more amazing and incredible than what we've ever been told. And it's time to tap into that amazing power, creativity, wisdom. That's all within us. It's all there. You don't need to read any more books, to do any more courses, to know yourself more. It's all within you. How often do you stop to hear it, to begin to be open-minded enough to see what's seeking to emerge as the next expression of you? What is seeking to emerge? I found a quote on sovereignty by Rhea Bourne. As sovereign beings, we come into community in more authentic ways and therefore have the increased capacity to engage in deep and meaningful relationships. It's what's needed right now, isn't it? Unity, for us to stand up and claim our sovereignty, to claim our personal freedom so that we can come together with much deeper meaning with those that we connect with and stay united with each other. So important. So important. So, sovereignty. Let me know what sovereignty means to you. Let's explore this journey together and know ourselves. Take the ongoing journey. Make time to ask the question, what is seeking to emerge as the best expression of myself right now? I'll leave you with that. Look forward to talking to you again next week. Take care. Stay sovereign. Namaste.